All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Market Close. It is Thursday, June 26th. We are 1 minute early. Told you guys I was going to start coming early. I'm here. I am on time, and we are going to get started. Folks, we got Nike earnings after the bell. That is one that we're going to be looking at. I already have a poll in the chat because why not? Do we degen 100 shares of Nike? I mean, at this point, either it's bottomed and it's going to be a big move, or it's going down way further. I don't know, but it's up to you guys. We'll close that poll in about 10 minutes and see what you guys say. 100 shares, do we degen into Nike or not? S&P 500, not at all-time highs, but literally less than 0.5% away from all-time highs. It has been a very green day in the markets. Google, 173. SoFi, 1677, up 4%. 17, I will check resistance in a second, but it looks like there's a shot in the next 15 minutes if we can get there. Nvidia been hovering around 155 all day. Coinbase up about 10%, 377. Palantir 144. We did hit all-time highs on Palantir today at 148. Robinhood 84.55. Tessie relatively flat on the day, 327. But overall, pretty strong day across the market. Meta right here, 725. Salesforce 269. Amazon 216. I mean, it's one of those days where it is becoming a tale of two versions of this market. Year to date, up about 4%. It's whatever. April lows, S&P up 27%. You just really had to believe in those April lows, March lows, that there was going to be momentum and that tariffs were not going to last forever. And if you did, which a majority of retail did, you are seeing the benefits of taking that risk. Circle right here up 210. Rocket Lab, this one has been a hell of a story today as well. Their launch was successful, up 11.6%, 36.11. ASTS as well in the 50s, 5106, but Rocket Lab, just an incredible day. I mean, the launch was good. Getting selected for new launches was good. I don't know if people thought 11% in a day would happen. It was at 37.27 at one point, but Rocket Lab here at 36 looks like it's probably going to get a 35.50 close, if not a $36 close, is incredible. AMD as well at 143, not a bad day for the broader market. So also Hims, the news this morning was that Hims hired one of the chief Robinhood VPs of product, and now Hims is creating a chief product officer, which is a new role in the company. Hims right here, 12.5%. 12.5%. There he is. There's Nate. It's been a tough couple days for my boy Nate, but he is here. He is here. It's one of those things, right? Like if you're closely associated with a name and it falls 30%, like it's a little depressing. You kind of got to deal with it. But a nice day like this, even though we're not back to 60, it's a little bit of recovery, 12%. And quite frankly, I literally think it's because of that Robinhood news that the chief VP of product at Robinhood is leaving to join Hims. And quite frankly, that just means that, wait a second, maybe Hims is getting into more of a tech company type of a role in terms of how they're thinking about product offerings and delineations. And that's what you got. Hims right here, up about 12% of the day. So if you sold at 41, I mean, I'm not saying we can't get back there, but it kind of sold the bottom, at least for now. Hopefully we can maintain this level. Hims is still heavily shorted, so maybe you have some of the shorts covering today. I doubt they're covering based on this news, but if this momentum continues, then that can be very good for Hims. So we got Nike earnings after the bell. What is the street expecting? 62.24, up about 2.3% of the day. The all-time low on Nike was 52. Street wants 12 cents of EPS and $10.72 billion of revenue. I have no idea if Nike is going to hit this or not. I guess we'll find out. I mean, I really don't know. But if they do, then, theoretically, if the expectations are so low, that should be good for them. If not, then we're going to see what happens. Also, I am just learning right now, are we getting Robinhood monthly metrics today? Are we getting the monthly? Yeah, I think we are. I got after the bell. Yeah, there you go. June 26th. We are getting, so it's not going to be every single metric, but we're getting a month-to-date trading color. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of their metrics, which is good. That's really good. That's not bad. So we got a lot of stuff after the bell. We got Nike, we got the money market inflows, and then we have some of this Robinhood stuff. So we'll be going through a lot of different stuff and see what we've got going on. SoFi resistance at 17. Let's check that real quick. We got about 10 minutes to see if we can get there. 1670, great day for SoFi. 17 resistance is 145,000 shares. Might be a little tough to get there in the next 12 minutes, but 145,000 shares. SoFi right here, 1676. Palantir 144, Nvidia 155, and then Robinhood 84.62. Now that stock we looked at in the morning, CYN, is down so it was at 30. It opened at 5 today, went to 37, At 37, they did dilution. It fell all the way to 19 by the time I left, and now it's at 13. So still up 160% on the day, not bad. But for anyone who bought at anything above $15, I mean, you're kind of back holding. So this is the nature of some of these pump and dumps. It's really funny because ironically, like literally right at that top, we were talking about, hey, what if they dilute? Like at that point, like if you're buying shares at 35, 36, 37, that is the time for the company to dilute, up 5x on the day. And they did. And they didn't even dilute at 35 a share. They diluted at $5 a share because they thought that was already extreme. And then they got to 35 and now it came back down. So this is one of those markets where we are seeing some of this froth, but that froth is being balanced out with companies saying, hey, we're going to take advantage of that. And that ends up getting some of that money out of the system. Meta right here at 726, Salesforce at 270. You got PayPal at 73, Alpha at 124. That's down, and then Apple at 201 on the day. What is the poll results for Nike? Is it 50-50? It's 51-49. No. I'm going to do what the poll says, bro. I'm going to do what the poll says. So at freaking 3:57 or 3:58, we got 8 minutes. You guys got to vote. Either we're buying this thing or not, but it's up to you guys. It is up to you guys. Shout out to Farzad. Like and subscribe. Farzad, thank you for being here. Speaking of Farzad, which immediately reminds me of Tesla, this is not Tesla news, but it's kind of related. Uber, this broke an hour ago, is in early talks to help former CEO and founder Travis Kalanick fund a buyout of Pony.ai's U.S. operations. Per the New York Times, if it goes through, Kalanick would take over the self-driving startup while still running Cloud Kitchens, which is another startup that he's working on right now. I didn't know what Pony.ai was. I found out today. Apparently, it's a company working on self-driving software. Pony.ai right here up 12% based on this news of Uber potentially, essentially buying them out. I have no idea why Pony.ai is at all differentiated or exciting when it comes to self-driving. Like you're competing against Waymo, you're competing against Tesla. I don't know why it's, you know, something that's getting people's attention, but I guess it is. And maybe Travis Kalanick wants to take it private and build his own self-driving AI autonomous startup. Like this is so confusing. And then Uber obviously has no self-driving strategy outside of partnering with Waymo. So it looks like they're kind of interested in getting in on this. This was a hell of a story. Not sure exactly what this is going to mean, but it did send Uber shares to all-time highs, up another 3% of the day, 93.34, hit 94 at one point. So the market likes it. Uber is now up 57% year to date. Uber is up 57% year to date. So pretty damn incredible. And that's what you got in the context of Uber. By the way, someone today at 12:50 p.m. bought 1.5 million of S&P 500, 8,000 and 8,400 calls expiring June of 2027. I mean, are we good? I mean, is 7,000 conservative? No, I'm just kidding. Like we got to get to, like, my target is 65 by the end of the year. I think 65 is possible, but dude, pretty wild. I mean, you got traders that are stepping in. The bullish sentiment, you could see it right there through the options flow. They are getting excited. S&P 500 right here. $1 away at this point, folks, from all-time highs. 612, 613.23 is what we got to beat for all-time highs on the S&P. Let's see. We got 8 minutes left. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't. But if it does, it would be very, very exciting. Now, one of the things that could get us there is something that we were talking about in the morning. I don't remember exactly when I said it, but I think throughout the course of the market open, there was something that came up around, hey, what if Trump delayed the deadline on July 9th, and as a result, you kind of don't have to worry about tariffs and these reciprocal 45% tariffs against South Africa being deployed. Because, and the logic there was just like, well, why would he, like we're in a good market. It's cool. Like the market's kind of moved on from tariffs. Why would he reintroduce that? Take a look at what Carolyn Levitt said today when asked about this exact topic.
July deadline's coming up for the trade deals. Is that deadline still hard and fast for the president, or is he now considering even coming to trade deals after that deadline? And where is he on that going forward?
I think the president has been asked this quite a few times by many of you in the media. I've heard him answer it at press conferences and at gaggles. He just spoke about it on Air Force One. The deadline is not critical. The president can simply provide these countries with a deal if they refuse to make us one by the deadline. And that means the president can pick a reciprocal tariff rate that he believes is advantageous for the United States and for the American worker. And he will continue to do that. But as for the deals, our United States Trade Ambassador, Jameson Greer, I speak to him frequently. He's working very hard, and he has had very good and productive discussions with many of our key trading partners.
And on the one big beautiful bill,
AKA, there's no more tariffs, baby. There's no more freaking tariffs. Now, look, I know there still are tariffs. You get my point. But like his argument, like what she just said was the president has at his jurisdiction can determine if he wants to delay the July 9th deadline or if he wants to continue to allow tariffs to take place. And based on what she said right there, I'm pretty sure in the conversations that the Trump administration has been having, it makes no sense on July 9th to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, those tariffs we talked about at April when the S&P 500 was at 2022 levels, yeah, they're back on. Like, no, it's not going to happen, bro. And by the way, the market knows it. Like when this news came out, the market didn't even really budge because the market already knew this. They knew there was going to be no July 9th trade deadline. Like it's all fantasy. It's not real. And a lot of the hedge funds that took his deadline seriously back in April and March and lost a lot of money in opportunity costs for their clients, they're not falling for this shit again. So as a result, I just think, again, the blue skies are there. It is possible. Earnings growth is going to be the most important. 611.95 on the S&P right now. But the macro hurdles, initial jobs claims today, pretty damn good. 235 versus 245 expected. Like you're just seeing more and more data support the overall bull case narrative. Triple V, thank you again for the $100 super chat. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon. He's tuned into the show, bro. He's here every day. He's watching. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here again. And you got the entire chat wondering who the hell this guy is. Maybe Triple V is a chick. He's not a chick. He's not a sugar mama for those that are thinking. No, he's someone who is, well, on a day like this, I would imagine the portfolio is up for him probably in the tens of millions at this point. So he enjoys being part of this community. He really does enjoy being with all you guys in the chat. 611.93 right here on the S&P. SoFi 1670, Nvidia right here 154, and then Palantir 144.25. By the way, I finally caught myself on the currently right now. I posted that little segment I had on Palantir and Robinhood today, and after I posted it, I listened back to it and I was like, oh, I really do say currently right now, like it's no big deal. Is Netflix's valuation aggressive? Yeah. Netflix's PE currently right now for a dude, it sounds so natural to me. It's like currently right now, Netflix's PE. And I listened back to it, I was like, oh, yeah, I can understand how people catch that during the day and they think about why the hell he's saying currently right now. All right, this Nike poll is 50-50, folks. It's 50-50. Make your vote. You have 1 minute left. Are we buying 100 shares or not? Are we buying 100 shares or not? I'm going to load up the queue in case it's there. 62.58. I have no idea if it's going to go up or down. This is purely degen. Dude, if it's 50-50, then I have to make the decision. And I don't want to make this decision. So, all right, 51.49. There you go. Whether it's yes or no, I'm listening to you guys here. But if no one decides, then I'm just not going to buy. I'm not going to make the decision. Either we're all losing money on this, even though it's my money, or we're all making money on this. Just do it. That's a good one. Just do it. You know, in the spirit of just do it, we probably should kind of do it. All right, 3:57. Got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. At least this will make it fun, even if we. I mean, like the lowest is 52. Let's say it drops $10, then I'll be down. What, 1,000? That would suck. But if it goes to 72, I would be up 1,000, which is really, the risk reward there is pretty exciting. So, look, this has been my only degen. The last time I degened on earnings was Google, and that worked out. Yeah, we bought it at 100 shares at 155. Or 154. So that was the last time I did one like this. All right, 53.47. You guys, it's you guys. It's not me. I am not making the decision. You guys are. There you go. We're in. 100 of Nike. 62.67. Now it's time to care about earnings. Now it is time to care about earnings. We got 2 minutes left. Let's see what we got going on. Either we're going up or we're going down. Let me know in the chat if anyone's buying or selling. Please don't buy because I'm buying. This is a pure gamble. It could go down. It could go up. This has nothing to do with how I think about Nike. It's literally just gambling, but we're going to see what happens on this one. By the way, money market funds just came out. $7.64 billion for an increase. $6.4 billion. $7.02 trillion on the sideline. Money market funds, 7.02 trillion, relatively small week, nothing crazy, but 7.64 billion have been added, which means that money market fund pile simply continues to get larger. And as a result, as the S&P continues to climb higher, you got some of that money that is going to keep wondering, why should I have my money in a money market fund when markets are doing pretty damn well? So we're going to see hopefully some of that money get deployed as rates come down over the coming months as well. 20 seconds. S&P is not going to close at an all-time high because it's going to close at its highest level ever, even if it doesn't touch all-time highs. So still pretty monumental to close at their highest level ever. But 613.23 was that all-time high. It looks like we are going to get 611. There you go, folks. Thursday, June 26th. Thank you, everybody, for being here at 4 p.m. The stock market is now closed, and the S&P 500 gets its all-time high on a close. All right, let's see if we bag hold Nike or we get to the glory land and we can make some money off this. We're going to see. We are going to see 62.60 right here on Nike. Robinhood, 84.34. Palantir, 144.28. By the way, I think it takes about 5 minutes for Nike earnings, so we'll have some time. Also, we're going to get Robinhood metrics, month-to-date metrics for June. That's going to be really important, at least for me, to plug into my numbers and my models to see what I think revenue will look like for Q2, and that'll help me get my growth rate as well. So that'll be important. Nvidia right here, 154. AMD, 143. S&P, 611. HIMS, great day, up 12%. Sometimes you just got to stick with the story. SoFi, 1676. Great day. Grab right here, up about 1.74%. Reddit, 1.6%. Amazon right here, 217. Meta, 725. Salesforce, 270. PayPal, 73.17. Archer was slightly up on the day, actually more, 6.24%. SMCI, up 5% as well. Not a horrible day. Enovix, we looked at this in the morning. Battery company. I don't know what the news was, but 20%. These guys got a bit of a pump. AppLovin, this was up 2.5. Coinbase, just incredible, 5.38% on the day. And then you had MicroStrategy, which also I think got a little bit of a pump. MicroStrategy actually flat on the day. Bitcoin was at 107. Let me pull up the challenge for the ETFs. I would imagine Matt, Tanner are in first and second. Rocket Lab also. Matt's got Rocket Lab. So Matt's just running away with this at this point. Matt is up 12%. Tanner is up 6%. I'm up 2%. Steve's up 1.6%. Chris is up 1.5%. It's getting closer, especially between me, Chris, and Steve. Matt is up 12%, and Tanner is up 6%. Tanner's up 43% on Coinbase. Matt is up 37% on Oscar. I am up the most, 13% on AMD, 14% on AMD. Steve's up the most, 7% on Netflix. Netflix all-time highs today as well. And then Chris is up the most, 13% on Marvell, 14% on Marvell. So that's what you got in the context of the ETF challenges that we have. Nike right here, 62.60. No results yet. We should be getting that soon, probably in like 3 minutes. Robinhood, let me see if those metrics are out. Yeah, 405. They said 405. Okay, so that's not out yet for Robinhood. And Nike's also probably going to take a second as well. Tanner, by the way, I sent you the link in the chat if you want to join. And we can cover Nike. We can cover Nike in depth. Or not Nike, but Hood, but you'll be there for Nike as well. Let's see. Okay, 62.75. Again, I don't have results yet. I think it's going to take a second. We're going to get that Robinhood stuff soon. And then we will see Rocket Lab. Where is Rocket Lab? 36.02. That's up 11. Archer 10.5. Hoodie 84.46. Now we are waiting. While we're waiting, let's get some coverage on Nvidia, and then we'll keep going from there. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, here we go. Yeah, here's some coverage on Nvidia.
Today, shares up, 60% from the April lows. This turnaround, though, puts the chipmaker back as the world's most valuable company by market cap. But the chip rally that we're talking about right now really extends beyond NVIDIA. I know we talk about it all the time, but almost all chip names are higher. Custom chip maker, Broadcom near its 52-week high. Marvell, you can see on your screen, up almost 6%. Even Intel, up almost 1%. Only a few are lower. ASML on a downgrade. Micron after earnings, despite the higher guide. Though keep in mind, Micron had rallied about 51% year to date into yesterday's close. So some are saying it was just a crowded trade. The software ETF IGV, I just want to show that for a second. Just over the last month, you can see that it's up about 6% versus the SMH up over 16%, just showing how money is rotating out of software and back into chips just over the last few weeks. And why are we seeing this rally, though? Heading into earnings season, not too long ago, many assumed big tech's AI spending, CapEx, had peaked. But recent guidance from Microsoft, Google, and Amazon shows plans are continuing, and even more infrastructure investments are on the horizon through 20.
The estimate is now 1.2 trillion of CapEx spend by 2030. I mean, at those levels, it's just hard to deny that there is some momentum here. We got our boy on the show with us today. Tanner, how are you?
Doing well, man. I cannot wait for these June statistics. Good or not, I don't think they're going to be awful. Obviously, the what do you call it? Their annual meeting showed off that they've been killing it in retirement and everything like this. So I think we'll see decent numbers, but yeah, very excited.
I'm excited as well. They started doing 3 months. They used to not do 3 months, but now they are, which is nice.
Yeah. Remember though, guys, this is not going to be a full month. We're just going to get like a 2/3 of a month, but I'll be able to essentially, I wanted to join because I'm just going to be the math guy. I'm going to run all the numbers and I'll let you deal with Nike.
Okay, perfect. So as soon as we get it, I'll give you the headline metrics. You run the numbers. I'll look at Nike.
We got it.
Perfect. We got it. You got it. Okay,
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. Financials, press
Crypto,
release.
approximately 7 billion. Yeah, it's
Ooh, that's not the best.
does not include Bitstamp.
Wait, where do you see it? I don't see it.
It's on their website. I'll send you the link.
On monthly? I don't see it. No.
Oops, that didn't send it properly.
Yeah, I don't see it yet. It didn't pop up on my website yet.
There you go.
You sent it?
Equity notional trading volume approximately 142 billion. Options contracts traded approximately 132 million.
That's low, bro.
It's only June 1st to June 24th.
I get it. I'm just saying it's still kind of low.
So I'll run the dailies and then see what they're actually seeing here.
Yeah. Let's run the numbers. That is a little low. Definitely a little low. And so how many more days do we have? We have 3 days left. No.
3 days left.
Yeah, but they didn't count the last 2 days, so 5 days. So and if the metrics, you can look at the averages for the 5 days. If it stays within the average, maybe it comes back to.
No, I mean total trading days for June 1st to June 24th, because we had Juneteenth and everything like this was only 17 trading days. In June, we only have 20 trading days. So we only missed 3 days.
That's fair, actually. That's fair. I forgot about that. We actually didn't have as many days. Okay, so that's actually more reasonable. Yeah, I need to adjust my expectations as well if we lost some days. All right, so Tanner's running the numbers. Nike should be out like now, I think. And then let's see what these look like. If not, it's at 4:10. So we got 3 minutes. Yeah, no one has the numbers yet. I will keep it pulled up once we get it. Again, Street wants about 12 cents of EPS and 10.72 billion in revenue. I don't have that much faith on the revenue side, but I do think on EPS, if Nike had any level of cost discipline, and I'll throw in AI margin enhancements, even though I'm not betting on that, I feel like we should get an EPS beat. At least somewhat of an EPS beat. But we are going to have to see right here. Yeah, if we miss on EPS, it might just be a little ugly. Then again, the low is 52, right? So like the question then becomes how many people buy the dip if it does get that low. I mean, a real nasty thing would be like seeing below 50. Then it's like, all right, this was just a horrible quarter. But staying flat. Now remember last time it pumped up. It pumped 7% and then it dumped going into the earnings call. So it is one of those things where that could happen again.
Is Coinbase or is Robinhood reacting poorly on this?
Oh, I didn't even look. Robinhood.
It brought my estimate down by about 16 million.
So what's your Q4 estimate?
Okay, so here let's take a look now.
Okay.
So essentially,
I'll just stop you if we get the Nike stuff, and we'll go through it after.
No problem.
Yep.
For this quarter, these are the numbers that we received. I'm just taking the current trading days, what the expected is, the daily volumes, and then adding in the 3 days that we're missing and the 6 days for crypto. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. On top of that, then we add up all the notional volume. We make some assumptions on their take rate for all three. So crypto is looking to be less than 30 billion in crypto, which is crazy because we've had a month that was higher than that. In a past quarter. Options at 502, a brand new record, and equities by far destroying it. $505 billion of equities trading volume. That's $500 billion on Robinhood in a quarter.
That is kind of crazy.
I'm assuming a slight increase in take rate for equities, same for options, and then a slight increase in crypto as well. Nothing crazy.
They charged me 0.7% on Saturday when I bought Bitcoin. So
Right.
I think it's right for you to increase the crypto thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, but it won't be 0.7 because it depends on the quantity that you're also doing it in. So
yeah, agreed.
If we go ahead and look at those assumptions, what I see is 522 million on transactional. I'm assuming 338 million based on 260 billion of assets under custody, and which is an assumption, and 80 million in other revenue because we have Say Technologies this quarter.
So 522 plus 338 plus 80 gets us 940.
Yeah.
So that's way better than me. I think you're being a little aggressive on net interest, but maybe I'm wrong here. The street's only expecting 893. So if we get 940, that's a hell of a beat.
Yes.
I think it maybe is too aggressive of a beat, which means maybe there's something that's off here. And I think it's net interest more than anything.
We will see. We will see. I mean, I called the billion, baby, so I'm going to stick with my numbers. I'm not going to let you talk me down.
Dude, if we get 940, that's 940 minus 682. That would be 37% growth. The street's thinking we're going to do 30%. We're going to beat by 7% if we get these numbers.
Are you calculating all that on your? It's just on screen.
No, dude, I'm a human calculator, my guy.
There you go.
So no, I use my phone. Well, I was just using the year-over-year comparison, but okay, so this is not horrible. This is not horrible. It is a bit low. We are missing some days, but
yeah, I mean, what's so funny is companies like Coinbase and everything are skyrocketing, and well, it's mainly legislation and stuff like that that's making Coinbase change in its pricing. But the actual volume that crypto is bringing in is not nearly as high as what we've seen in the past.
100. This Coinbase thing is pure headlines based on legislation. It is not fundamentals of their like Bitcoin going up or anything.
Yeah, but my mistake was putting it in the draft and not putting it in my portfolio because boy, oh boy, that would be nice.
Oh, that's a good point. Quad witching day wasn't included. That's a very volatile day. So,
sure.
But still, dude, if you're saying we're going to do 940, then we have nothing to worry about for Q2 because the street has us so far below, which is why I'm saying either the street's really stupid or your estimates are too aggressive.
Another thing, too, that I'd like to say is that anytime that they give us color on a month, it's usually they'll say, oh, approximately 7 billion. And what they meant to say was 7.8 billion.
Yeah.
Like it is so close to being like they're always very conservative whenever they give us color. So I would expect the numbers to be even higher at the end of June, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, agreed.
What are you getting on your Nike?
You want to stay on for Nike? A couple minutes?
No, I don't. But
Okay.
if I just thought if that was going to be quick and then you had other comments to say for Robinhood. But if we're done on Robinhood, I'm heading out.
Okay, 30 seconds. SoFi, your reaction today?
Good day. I mean, you know what? Whenever this company is down, everyone thinks it's dead. Whenever it's up, people think it's the next best thing in fintech. I think focus on the fundamentals. It's a crazy stock to hold, but the end game has been the same for me. They're a freaking awesome company. Noto's not dead and out. He's working hard, and he understands that communication is the biggest problem. He'll work hard to change that. There's been a lot of news on them recently. They're bringing back crypto. They're going to be doing some sort of crazy payment rails that are going to try to tackle the Visas and the PayPals and all the international global payment companies. They're a player not to count out.
I love it. Tanner, thank you. Tanner's Twitter below.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right. Nike, we are still waiting. I think we got 2 minutes. Wait, I need to do a pump or dump. I didn't even do a pump or dump in the chat. Hold on. Here we go. 2 minutes. Here we go. Nike, pump or dump. What do you guys think? 62.57. I'm in at 62.67. It's time to see, bro. Lack of earnings got us being degens today. That's what's happening here. Who has puts on Nike? Who's gonna laugh and make money if all of us are back holding on this? Ackman owns options on this. He still owns options. People think he sold, but he just converted his shares into options, and he has 3-year options. So, I mean, he's still, I would imagine, bullish, even if he's using less capital. But we're gonna see. We're not gonna listen to the Nike call, but I am curious to see how they report. I mean, dude, if we even get a, I don't know, 5-7% pump, I feel like I would sell. I'd be out. Because I think the call, I mean, I just don't want to risk it on the call. But then again, who knows? Maybe it's flat. Maybe it's down 5%. We know to see. I don't even know what the implied move is, bro. Does anyone know the implied move? I feel like it's like 5%. I don't think it's like, it's been volatile the past couple times, but I don't think it's going to be that volatile this time. So we are going to see. All right, 4:15. This is time. Are we red? Are we red? Nope. Green candle. Green candle. Green candle. 64. Now we got to see, can we hold it? We got to see, can we hold it? 64. This is Nike that we're talking about. This could easily reverse to like 52 or like 58, whatever. 63, 63.99. So initial results so far, the street likes it. It's enough for the street to like it. It could be a fake out. It could easily be a fake out. This happened last time. And there you go. That red, kind of. Yeah, there's red. Okay, there's red. 60, 70. That's 60. Dude, you're seeing this thing go up and down, right? Like this is like, it ended up right back where it was, 62.55. Look at that. Ended up right back where it was, 62.55. Went all the way up and down to now be red 0.5%. Now it's red 1%, 62, 61. 7.9 is the expected move. Okay, so it's either down 7% or up 7%. This one's being moody, bro. This one's not easily going down red. I mean, it's down 50 cents. But that red candle is not like, yeah, the algos are confused. That's what it feels like. The algos are confused right here. 61.50. Let me see if I can get the coverage. Don't have the coverage yet on it. Should be coming soon. 14 cents we beat. Oh, that's a beat. That's not horrible. I mean, I see the stock down 1% right here, but that is not horrible. That's a 14-cent beat. 11.1, 10.2. That's a double beat. That's a double beat. I mean, the street could take it down if it wants, but that's a double beat. Unless their earnings are so horrible. Beat by 17% on EPS, beat by 4% on revenue. Could still go down. It's the market. We saw Micron. Did Micron even make a move today? Micron had a great earnings. Micron was down 1% today after a great earnings. So that could happen here. But it's basically flat. It's basically flat right here. Yeah, I mean, look, they beat. EPS is growing negative 400% year over year, but the street expected it to be worse. So, all right, are we going green again? Like, this one's confused, bro. Oh, she's going. Is she happy now? Is she happy? She's confused, bro. Like, she's really confused. 62, 67. If you want to get out right here, I mean, this feels like an opportunity to get out, but I don't think we've seen the move yet. Maybe the move is just flat, but it feels like it wants to go either 5% up or down. Now, granted, it's only been like 2 minutes, so the street's not really, most people don't even know the results yet. It's just going through the wire. So it'll take a couple minutes. Theta Gang wins. Theta Gang always tends to win. Always tends to win. I'm going to try to pull up their website and see if we can get any guidance. I doubt their guidance is like going to be that spectacular, but if it was horrendous, the stock would have tanked by now. If the guidance was really horrendous, it would have tanked by now. Now, if they're saving the guidance for the call, then we have some time, and that's where your opportunity is to get out before the call. But we got to see. All right, I think we got Nike. Here we go. Let me pull this up. This is Nike.
15 cents per earnings per share. That was better than the 13 cents. It was also beat on the top line a little better as well. 11.1 billion. The expectation was 10.7 billion. So some minor beats here. I'm going through some of the regions. North America was better than expected, 4.7 billion. still a decline of 11% from a year ago. And then China was worse than expected at 1.4 billion versus the 1.5. Look, the story is not these numbers, because Nike had warned that fourth quarter would be the low point when it comes to them trying to clear things out to get what they need, new innovations and new products on the shelves, and to get going on CEO Elliott Hill's strategy. He's been in the job for 8 months, and the real fireworks are going to come on the conference call when he lays out his strategy and any sort of timeline, if he is able to when we could see an inflection toward growth for this company.
She's right. It's going to be about the quarter on the guidelines. So 63.44, 63.35. Does it have any juice in this right here? Can it actually hold these levels? I mean, it really, quite frankly, doesn't need to hold anything, because until we get the call guidance, it's not going to matter. 63.30. I'm just not convinced that there's enough juice here, but it's trying. It's a double beat. You can't immediately tank on a double beat. I mean, you could. It's been about 5 minutes since the results came out. I mean, if it was really just going to go to 58, 57, I feel like it would have happened. 62.76. 60. Time is the call. I think it's like 5:30. 5:30 is the call, something like that. Palantir makes more money than Nike. I mean, it's freaking Palantir, dude. Nike's had some issues. All right, there you go. 62.78. I'm not going to hold till the call, so I'm going to get out. I think I'm just going to get out at these levels. We're not really going to make anything, but at least we're not going to lose anything. All right, I'm selling right here at 63, 62.99. All right, here we go. Sold. I just sold 62.80. How much did I make? How much did I make on this thing? I made $13, bro. I mean, that's money. Okay. We can't forget about that. That's money. So if it pumps after, it pumps after. It is what it is, but I'm not going to wait until the call. 62.79. Also, if it was really going to have a mean pump, like 65, 66, 67, I feel like it would have happened by now. This one just feels flat. This one feels like it doesn't matter. This is my second time making money off Nike, by the way. I made money on Nike last time. I made like $50. This time I made $10, but money is money, bro. Money is money. $13 is money. That is still freaking money. If it was Grindr, he wouldn't have pulled out. Okay, that's a good one. I don't even know when Grindr's earnings are. Do we have them No, we had them already. I think we had them. You were supposed to sell when it was up 2%. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm not the best day trader. By the way, the guy that I was talking about that I met in Toronto who day trades, he was listening to the segment and he texted me his screenshot today. He made $25,000. He's averaging $25,000 to $30,000 a day. This dude's a legend, bro. His day was done by 9:58 a.m. Like, it is just incredible, dude. Some of you guys that day trade, you guys are amazing. I respect the hell out of it. I really respect the hell out of it. And I would want to do it. It's just like, I would have to give up the show to an extent because I can't do both. It'd just be very hard to do both. How much capital does he use? He uses a decent amount of capital. Obviously, he's going for like a, less than 1% move. So you guys can do the math. He's using millions to be able to make that small 25, 30K, which is not small, but it's small relative to the amount he's using. But he's gotten really good at using the charts. And, sometimes if you can do that, it can end up working out. All right, Nike right here, 62.15. This one looks like it's not going to move up or down. So we made $10, but that's pretty much it. Palantir right here, 144. Tessie, 325. Hoodie, 84.43. SoFi, great day. And then Googs, great day as well. 173. 173. Okay, cool. There you go. That's what he got. Ask him the most that he lost. Dude, you guys are not going to believe this, but like he had, again, when I say this, I shouldn't even say this because you're not going to believe it, but he had 2 losing days in the past 8 months. And those 2 losing days were miscalculations that he made during the tariff stuff. And they were like 10 or 15,000 down days. Now, you guys might be thinking this is full of shit. You can say that. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I'm not here to convince you, but I saw his P&L He showed me all the numbers. He has some of his friends who are investors in his like day trading thing that he didn't even need their money, but they just saw some of the results he was getting. They like begged him to take his money. And now he's printing 25, 30K a day. Like he doesn't have down days. I mean, he's only using the same couple stocks and he has a strategy. And look, some things work for some people. Some things work for some people. And I know it sounds unbelievable. I couldn't believe it the whole time. That was what we talked about the whole lunch is his strategy and how he does it. And that was like my first introduction to someone who's making real money with day trading. And he's only been doing this for a year and a half. He's not like some experienced 20, 30 years in the market. Like it's been a year and a half since he got interested in it. So he's not a public figure though. You're not going to see his Twitter. Yeah. See Tanner. Thank you, Tanner, for being here. Tanner met him as well. We had dinner with him during the Toronto meetup. And his strategy is simple. He picks the same couple stocks. He looks at the charts and then he enters and exits either long or short. He does both. And he's done in 20 minutes. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty freaking incredible. And obviously, it's not going to work for everyone, right? You have to have your own strategy, but sometimes certain things work for different people. SoFi right here, 1679. Robinhood, 8431. Palantir, 144. Where is Nike? Nike is 62. All right, so Nike was a dud. That wasn't any fun. We'll save the money for buying 100 shares of Google before Google earnings. Dude, Google's going to be an interesting one. This one's going to be interesting. Speaking of Google, here's a new stat on Google that I think people might appreciate right here. This is the top recipients of AI chatbot traffic, meaning traffic that comes from AI chatbots, the ChatGPTs, the XAIs of the world, etc. YouTube. YouTube is number one. 35 million hits in May of 2025 from ChatGPT. Now, why does that matter? Or in general from AI chatbots? Now, that could also include Gemini as well. But the point is, you're seeing YouTube, which a lot of people are highlighting as one of the main assets of Google because search might be not growing as much as the street wants it to, as something to look forward to on earnings. And if in this new AI world, YouTube videos are going to be recommended as much as they are, that obviously could be very, very bullish for Google. And then you can see right here the rate of growth on the month-over-month growth in total visits to Google AI domains. This is DeepMind, Google Labs, AI.Google, Notebook, LLM, etc. Those are accelerating like crazy when it comes to traffic. So you do have a growth story, maybe not in search as much as it was last year, but definitely in their AI products that might not be monetized as well as search, but it is growing. And I think that's what Sundar is going to have to highlight the most when it comes to this earnings call. So that's what we got. Okay, we do have this headline as well that broke during Nike earnings about the EU. So Trump right here offering a deal. We saw in the morning they were thinking about something around climate change. A deal they got just now, or a potential deal they have right here, is the EU weighs lowering tariffs on U.S. imports to woo Trump. That's one thing. And then from the morning, we talked about Trump asking for some help on oil. And the other thing that came in was the July 9th deadline, the EU and Trump thinking of, hey, maybe we can extend that deadline because July 9th also applies to the European Union. So that one is going to come to fruition. Maybe that is the first EU deal that we see before or after Big Beautiful Bill. Trump said he just signed a deal with China Wednesday, have one coming up with India. Hold on, that's 2 minutes ago. What does this mean? Did he tweet about this? What does that mean? No, he didn't tweet. Wait, no, is he live? Oh, he's live. I think he's live. Hold on. Dude, content in chief. Content in chief. All right, here we go. Hold on. One sec. Hold on. Let me pull it up. All right.
Gang members, people secure our borders, interpret great leaders say, oh, it's China. We have you and Howard and Scott are working overtime, making deals with other countries. Remember a few months ago, the press was saying, do you really have anybody of any interest? Well, we just signed with China yesterday, right? Just signed with China. We have everybody. We're not going to make deals with everybody. Some we're just going to send them a letter, say, thank you very much. You're going to pay 25, 35, 45%. That's the easy way to do it. And my people don't want to do it that way. They want to do some of it, but they want to make more deals than I would do. But we're having some great deals. We have one coming up, maybe with India, very big one, where we're going to open up India. In the China deal, we're starting to open up China, things that never really could have happened. And the relationship with every country has been very good. And we also have OMB Director, who's very busy also, Russ Vogt. Thank you. Thank you, Russ.
Okay, so Trump just said, "Hey, we just signed our deal with China yesterday, and we're going to sign a deal with India soon." Is the market reacting to that? You would imagine there is some reaction there from the market. Nike, by the way, still flat. Hood 84.35, Palantir 144. S&P after hours, yeah, not moving too much on that. Not moving too much on that. Okay, so what was the deal exactly we signed? Is that the rare earth mineral stuff, I guess? I guess that's what we did. And then he said India after. So, I mean, that's kind of important, right? Like, I'm surprised market's not reacting too much to that. I think the market just doesn't trust it. I think the market does not trust exactly what he's saying right there. The Toronto guy's not Gergevin. Gergevin doesn't day trade, dude. He goes long and long only. It was someone else. He was a friend of the channel, but he doesn't want to be a public guy. He's not a creator or anything like that. But yeah, it was not Gerg. Gerg does not day trade. Nike CEO, by the way, here's what he said. While our financial results are in line with our expectations, they are not where we want them to be moving forward. We expect our business to improve as a result of the progress we're making through our win now actions. Let me pull up the Nike IR. We'll go a little bit deeper in terms of what they said. But overall stock not having an impact. Yo, one of you guys said the new podcast name should be called Currently Right Now. Kind of like it. It's kind of a decent name. Revenues full year 46.3 billion, down 10%. Fourth quarter 11.1, down 12%. Direct revenues 4.4, down 14%. Wholesale revenues 6.4 billion, down 9%. Gross margin, even that decreased. And then diluted earnings per share 14 cents. Yeah, dude, I don't know if there's any excitement to invest. What did Bill Ackman see in this? What the heck did Bill Ackman see in this? It just got red across the board. Declining numbers across the board. I get that they're trying to, get their shit together, but still, like, I mean, this is just not like, what is the thesis here? The fourth quarter reflected the largest financial impact from our win now actions, and we expect to have headwinds to moderate from here. I'm confident in our ability to navigate through this current dynamic and uncertain environment by focusing on what we control and executing our win now actions. Imagine they missed on earnings, bro. Like it's all year-over-year declines. Imagine they actually missed on EPS or revenues. That would have been ugly. So there you go. Nike right here. After hours, 61.45. Down about 0.5% right here. All right, cool. That was the main thing for today. So going back to these Robinhood numbers, this is what we got. So Tanner, so I don't know if Tanner's math is correct, guys, but I'll show you right here. The street's expecting 893. If Tanner's math is correct, and we're going to pull up 940. Now, maybe the street raises this, but they're not going to raise it to 940. I think the most they would raise it to is 920. If Tanner's right and we pull in 940, Q2 is going to be great for Robinhood. It's going to be exceptional. I don't know if he's right about his net interest revenue. I think he's right about the other stuff. Net interest, I think, is a bit aggressive. So I'm going to do my own numbers and see what we get. But first 20 days of June, this is not bad. It's not bad at all. Equity and options for the quarter are incredible. Crypto is a bit low, and that's just because, Bitcoin's just not being traded as much. Bitcoin did get an all-time high in June, but, just didn't really maintain a lot of that momentum. And so outside of crypto, the rest is working well. This is going to be another quarter for Vlad to show off the diversification of their business as well, right? Lots of other parts of the business that are bringing in revenue. I mean, even gold subscribers, we know they got 115,000 in 2 weeks on gold subscribers. So if that continues to accelerate, that's $5 a month. That is basically 90% margins. And those are things we might be underestimating. So there's different levers to their business that they might be pulling that can help out. By the way, let me check how much crypto deposits they have now. So this is officially 2 days later. Folks, we were at 35 million. 35 million. Yes, my phone is not charged. Why every time? My phone does stay charged, bro. But every time I show you guys, for some reason, it's not charged. Every time I show you guys, it's not charged. But it's not like it's chronically not charged. But yes, it's not charged. 35 million. Amazon, are we getting a little bit of a pump? We did have a leader of AWS leave today. Amazon, That is a little bit of a pump after hours. Amazon up 0.5%, up 2.4 in the day, 218 after hours. Lemonade is at 10:30 Eastern. 10:30 Eastern. We're doing the Lemonade deep dive tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, we talked about the Pony thing with Uber. This was weird to me. I don't know why Uber would want to buy some self-driving startup. I don't know why Pony is going to be able to compete with Tesla or Waymo. Like, it's very weird why Travis, the former founder of, or the founder of Uber, the former CEO, is thinking of like self-driving and autonomous. Like, the level of resources you need to solve that problem and data, that doesn't seem like it's going to come from a little startup. It's going to come from an incumbent, whether that's Tesla or Google or BYD or whatever it is, right? So like, I that's weird. And Uber throwing money at it to me is kind of like a shot in the dark. Like, I don't know why they're throwing money at that. Granted, Uber's still up on the news, but yeah, I don't know what to necessarily make of that interest that Travis has with them. I mean, what do you think about the high open interest on Grab Jan 2026 calls? Well, I'm happy you asked. It's not just about Jan 2026 for Grab. It is about their entire put call ratio. So if you take a look at this, I've been monitoring this for the past couple of weeks now. Grab's put call ratio is less than 0.2, meaning there's 1 million calls open and there's 190,000 puts open. That is not easy to see in the stock. There's not a lot of stocks that have a put call ratio that is that low, meaning there's a lot of people betting that Grab's going to go higher versus betting that it's going to go lower, obviously with the call and the put. Now, granted, the nuance here is that people could be selling those calls as well. Those could be market makers selling those calls to an extent. So it might not be just fully bought calls. But look at Robinhood. Even Robinhood's at 1.25 million calls, 737,000 puts. That's a 0.58 put call ratio. So the massive interest in calls versus puts, to me, says that traders think this is going to pop and they're leveraging to get ready for the pop. But, that doesn't mean the price is going to move. I think Grab is dead money until earnings. I think if you want to get out right here, if you're slightly break even and put your money somewhere else, it's not the worst idea because I don't think we've run until earnings. But we're going to need some catalyst to make sense of the put call ratio. I mean, look at Tesla, dude. Tesla has 4.3 million calls open, 4.1 puts. It's basically 1-to-1, 0.94% put call ratio. So, which is why Tesla is as volatile as it is. But for Grab, I kind of feel like people are just loading up the calls and eventually they know it's going to run and they want to be leveraged for it. But with Tesla, you have a lot of people that are hedging back and forth because those put calls are very close to each other. 1 million of those is this community. I don't know if it's this community. I definitely have a good chunk of them, but not to the tune of 1 million. Bitcoin, that's moving a little bit after hours. There's Bitcoin right here, 107. And then QS today, QuantumScape, another big day for this one, 33%. Where's CYN? That moved 600% in the morning. That is now at 1289, 157. SMCI right here, 49.26. Let's get a little bit more coverage on Nike as well.
As far as what to listen for on the conference call, look, most of the analysts expect just quarterly guidance. They haven't been doing full year guidance because they are taking it quarter by quarter. But this is the end of the year for Nike, fourth quarter. So it'll be interesting what they say about order books into the holidays and what they're expecting for the next fiscal year. Another thing to watch out for, I'm hearing that Nike is doing a partnership with Amazon. And so that could be an interesting new approach, a new catalyst. Again, they're revisiting how they have been doing business because they have been underperforming. As far as the comment from the press release here, financial results are in line with expectations, though they are not where we want them to be moving forward. We expect our business to improve as a result of the progress we're making through our Win Now actions. One of the things they're doing, they're talking about a sport offense, just what I'm hearing that they could talk more about on the call. And that is a little bit of what they call a realignment of the business. So basically, it's been organized by gender, men's and women's. And I'm told that they're going to be focusing more on organizing it by sport. They want to get back to their knitting, the core business, basketball, running, where they've lost share and where they've lost some of the enthusiasm. So not organizing by gender, but doing it by sport, which I'm told is not a big sort of reorg that's going to result in any layoffs or anything like that. But it is going to be a complete rethink and sort of reorganization of the processes, including things like innovation and marketing as well, where they have fallen behind. Just another way that Elliott Hill is now, that he's made some key hires, trying to turn things around. So we'll listen to that call. It starts at 5 p.m. But for now, a little bit better on what was expected to be a not great quarter. Stock has underperformed this year, Morgan.
All right, Sarah Eisen, thank you. Shares of Nike bouncing around here.
All right, that's what we got from Nike. We can get some more coverage on that in a bit, but there you go. Whole bunch of nothing, bro. We got all hyped up to make some money, and we had nothing. We had nothing. 61.83 right here on Nike. All right, well, how about we do this? Sibin, all right, someone's cooking. Give me a second.
The real key as I'm looking through this report is this was weak as expected. Okay, Nike very much telegraphed this weak quarter. There's a lot of, just like Sarah was saying, there's a lot of internal repositioning efforts that are done. But what I think is most, at least is from the release, what's probably most important is the commentary in there from management that they're basically saying, look, this is it. This is the bottom. We're getting better from here. Like Sarah was saying, they're going to have a conference call at 5. I think they're going to talk a lot about the new product introductions, maybe some early reaction to those new products, how they're reestablishing these relationships.
Sorry for anyone who has pets. They're probably definitely scared. Yeah, dude, every time this happens, you have pets. This will probably not happen in the new apartment as long as I don't burn anything. Yeah, that was my grandma. It's like every other day, bro. Every other day. Dude, she was so mad today because I came downstairs at like, because the market open was longer. I came downstairs like 12:30. She was so mad. Like, she was like, you didn't eat anything all morning? I was like, no. Like I didn't eat anything all morning. She was like, you really did? She's like, you was so mad. And I was like, all right, I'll eat something now. She's just like, how can you survive without food? I'm like, because like, you don't have, like, she comes from that. And then she started giving me the science of how you have to eat or else your like stomach turns inside out. I'm like, I think you're actually wrong about it. I think like, I couldn't say this. I was like, I think actually not eating is better, to be honest. But yeah, they take it so personal, bro. They take it so personal. But yeah, she's a gem regardless. You know what I found out today about dude, my grandmother has a tattoo. She has a tattoo because we went for a walk nearby and my sister's now home from school. By the way, I got to tell you something about my sister because it was hilarious. But I didn't even notice this. She had a tattoo of her name in Hindi, and it was written on her hand. And my sister saw this. My sister's thinking of getting a tattoo, and my sister asked her, she's like, "Why do you have a tattoo?" Because in like Indian culture, people don't really get tattoos and stuff like that. So my sister was like, "Why does our 70-year-old grandmother have a tattoo?" And my grandmother said when she was 3 years old, in order to make sure that she didn't get lost in India, or if she was like on her way to school or outside in the streets, like they needed to like put her name on her hand to make sure if anyone found her, they knew what her name was and potentially could like bring her back. Because like India was just a different time. It was just a different environment at the time. And me and my sister were like, what? And we were trying, like, so this is a tattoo? And she was like, yeah, it's a tattoo. It's like a machine. And like, I was just like, what? It was a QR code basically, bro. This is like, what? This had to be like 1950 something. And I was like, what? They have a tattoo? Yeah, I can't even make this up, bro. I cannot make this up. This was her story. She says it's my name in Hindi, in Hindu scripture, because in case I got lost when I was younger, my what do you say? My I think it was her grandpa who made her do that. Nike, by the way, 61.88 after hours. So that as soon as my sister heard it, because my sister's been thinking of getting a tattoo, she's like, I'm definitely getting a tattoo right now. If Nani has a tattoo, Nani is how you say grandmother in Hindi. She's like, if she has a tattoo, I'm definitely getting a tattoo right now. Oh, there you go. We got Andy in the chat saying pretty common in those days. My granny had one too. Yeah, I never knew about that. I found out today. I was like, wow, that's incredible. I've always wanted a tattoo, but then I'm like, I'm gonna regret it at some, like, I just like, I don't know. I feel like I want a tattoo, but then eventually I'll be like, I don't like it, and then I'll be mad that I got it. So I feel like I'd rather not just deal with that like indecisiveness. But my sister definitely wants a tattoo, and I think she might get one. Okay, let me tell you what I was gonna say about my sister. And then we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something with or I have a fun way to end out the stream today. So I'm walking with my sister outside with our grandparents because she's home from school. She works out of school, so now she has summer break. And I was like, so what do you think about Mamdani? It's a New York guy, new York City mayor. And she's like, oh, I love him. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy he won. And I was like, do you even know who? She's like, oh, he's amazing. I was like, so you would have voted for him? She's like, absolutely, I would have voted for him. She doesn't live in New York, by the way. She's in Jersey. So I'm like, why? Why would you have voted for him? And she's like, well, one, he's cute. So that was the first thing. Okay. That's like that already. I'm like, okay, so I can understand the typical New York voter is swinging from the physical attractiveness perspective. So all right, so you got the cute part. And then number two, I was like, but this is the part that made me lose my mind. I was like, but okay, he's cute. I get it. Like, and by the way, he is very good at communication. I mean, this guy, he reminds me a little bit of Obama. And I don't think it's hard to deny that his charisma isn't there, even if you disagree with him politically. And so I was like, okay, but he's a socialist. And she was like, she was like, can't make this up. She was like, but I'm a socialist too. And I lost my shit, bro. I was like, you're up hundreds of thousands of dollars in the stock market, Bibi. Bibi is what you say for a bigger sister in Hindi. I was like, you're not a freaking socialist. She's like, no, I'm a socialist. I was like, have you looked at your portfolio? She's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm a socialist. And I was like, all right. I was like, do you even know what socialism is? She's like, yeah, it's like, we equal. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you think about city-run government? I was like, that's great. People need to have food. I was like, yeah, but those stores barely have any margins in the first place. She was like, look, he's going to figure it out. And I was like, oh, so this is how the typical New York City young Democrat is probably thinking of this to an extent, right? And it's not to say it's a bad thing. I'm not making a judgment on if that's good or that's bad. I'm just trying to figure out from her perspective. She's made lots of money this year. She's heavily concentrated in Hood, Nvidia, and Palantir. And that money is a result of companies executing, and she has equity ownership in those companies, aka capitalismo. And she's like, no, I'm a socialist. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I guess that's what we're doing. So look, in all seriousness, I do think, I know we've been talking about this for the past couple of days, but I think it's important to monitor the political appetite of this economy. And quite frankly, Mamdani, he is going to be the next mayor. Like Eric Adams has no chance. Cuomo has no chance. He's like, by all intended purposes, he's the next mayor. So the question now becomes, what is the policies going to look like? And I think given how my sister talked about him today, he's charismatic. That gets a lot of people to be excited. We looked at a video that he did yesterday, which was very like just, it was a good form of communication around particular policies. And then B, I don't think my sister fully understands socialism, communism, or capitalism. I think the majority of Americans don't. They kind of don't care. They just think inequality. They think, all right, how do we reduce inequality? Okay, this guy's going to take money from Jeff Bezos. He's going to give it to people that don't have money. Cool. That's a good way to reduce it. Boom. That's my vote. And I don't know if that spreads across the entire country, dude. We're going to have to be monitoring it and see if that plays out. But it was just funny because she was like, oh, no, I'm a socialist. I'm definitely a socialist. I'm like, I don't think you're a socialist, bro. I don't like, I don't know that many socialists that own stocks in public companies. I mean, I don't know. And maybe they do, but then they're much more capitalist than they think they are. They're much more capitalist than they think they are. My sister lives in New York City. She says she's moving to Florida if he wins. Look, here's the thing. Here's the trade on New York. If New York real estate dips, either through the REITs commercial real estate is probably gonna be fine, but there might be opportunities in residential real estate because people just like sell their condos or whatever and they leave. That's the play. If we see New York City prices actually come down in real estate, I think eventually you got to be long New York real estate because it's New York. Maybe that is the dip buying opportunity. I think there's going to be some people that look for, I don't know, if a condo's trade, if some billionaire is trying to buy a condo, it's trading at 45 million, and someone's willing to just get the hell out of New York and that drops like 35. I think they're taking that offer. Like, I think at the end of the day, people will be long New York, but I am curious to see on aggregate what the impact of this is on real estate. We saw that stat this morning that 8% of the United States GDP, 8%, almost 10% of our GDP comes from New York City. $2.3 trillion in that New York City metropolitan area. So, we're going to see. We're going to see how much the market ultimately interprets what this means and how it spreads politically across the entire country. Palantir right here, 144.31, Tesla 325, Nvidia 154, Hoodie 84.32, S&P 611, Nike still not really making a move outside of being down about $1. But outside of that, no big move on Nike. Thank you, The Experimented, for the $2 super chat. Bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. I appreciate you giving the super chat to let me know that. It means the world. Nunzio 499. What stocks does your friend day trade daily? Does he do daily? He doesn't do daily options. I don't know exactly the stocks he's in, but he's in the same like 5 to 7 stocks. So I don't really know which ones, but he told me it's the same 5 ones. He's not like looking for like Circle or anything like that. You know, he's looking for the names that he knows, the charts and patterns that he knows, and he stays with those. Nick, thank you for the 5 super chat. Let's go Hims bull. Stick with it. There you go. I mean, this is one of those days where if you're a Hims bull, it could be a little bit of a bull trap, and it's just a random 11% pump on a S&P all-time high day, or it's, hey, Hims is not going out of business. $10 billion company. They just got a new chief product officer. Hims House did a good deep dive on who she is. By the way, Hims House, shout out to that community, dude. They are doing such a good job building this community for this stock. And they're already diving deep into Deidre Carr, the first ever chief product officer. She led Robinhood Gold with 3 million subs, VP of product at Robinhood, transformed media for millennial women across mobile, video, and email. She was the CPO at The Skim. I don't know if some of the ladies know that. That's a media brand. And she was able to grow that business. Spent 7 years in engineering and product roles at ESPN, internationalized ESPN to the UK, Latin America, and Asia, built ESPN's NFL playoff machine, launched the SportsCenter feed app on the ESPN Now API, BS in industrial engineering from Columbia, soccer fanatic. I mean, looks pretty qualified to be able to build out product at Hims. And if she's doing it through a tech perspective, like she did at ESPN and Robinhood, I mean, not the craziest idea that the market would like that, right? So I think it's a good hire. And again, she's probably leaving because she sees a lot of upside in Hims, right? Why would you leave Robinhood after 5 years unless you're just like, hey, it's not that they're not going to keep doing well, but like I've vested a lot of stock that I probably got at $8, stocks at 80, got my 10x. Maybe I should go somewhere else and kind of get a different change of scenery. And I think that's what she's doing here. So I think it was a good pickup for Hims, and 10%. You're getting some momentum right there. Nvidia right here, 154.83 as well after hours. So that's what we got. How far do you think the dollar will fall? I think like 92 is the bottom. I mean, it's at 97 right now. Even getting to 92 would be a bit aggressive. I think we're definitely going to stay above 90. The 10 year's falling as well today, which was great. So that was nice to see. 10 year right here, 4.244. But you know, the question is just going to be how much that can keep falling, and if people buy the dollar, even with bond yields starting to come down. So she ruined ESPN. Look, I don't really know that much about ESPN. I don't watch ESPN that much, but the point is she has a lot of experience at putting out tech products, which is what matters as well. All right, cool. So let's do this to end out the show. We did this last time on Nike earnings. So let's do it again. We're going to take those $10 I got, and we're going to 10x it in terms of profits. So 10 times 10 is 100. And let's do a $100 giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. It's been a while. Let's do some giveaways. I'm thinking 4 25 Amazon gift cards. Let's do that instead of 250s. We'll do it the same way we always do it. I ask a question. First answer is the winner, and we'll do 4 of them. And let's do some giveaways. So we'll do that. All right, cool. Let's do that. Is Amazon moving still after hours? Amazon had a great day, bro. Even with that AWS news and then leaving. Also, the Tesla news. I'm still trying to figure out why exactly those Tesla execs left, or if they were fired. But Tesla basically flat right here on the day. Google 172.67 as well. Okay, cool. So, Alan, thanks for the $5. Thoughts on Farcoin? It's Farcoin. So, I mean, I don't own it, but I understand why people want to allocate if they're speculating to Farcoin. All right, here we go. So, you said long Amazon because of it. Oh, yeah, true. Long Amazon, right? Because we're doing Amazon gift cards. All right, cool. So the way this works is I ask a question. The question is about the stream itself or something I've said before, anything like that. And then, yeah, whoever's first to get the answer then wins. So that's it. All right, so questions. That's the most important thing. What are these questions? Dude, we're doing nothing with currently right now. We're doing... Wait, did I say it again? No, you're just saying answer is currently right now. No, that's not the answer. It would be funny though if that's the first question about it, if that's the answer. All right, so here we go. Let me get my phone out as well. I gotta, because the StreamYard chat has a delay, but the YouTube chat is usually on time. All right, so here we go. First question. Let's try to make it an easy one, and then they'll get harder. First question. First question is, did you guys just typing random things about the stream at this point? First question. Okay. Okay, I guess we can go with this one. Everyone's just typing in grinder, bro, at this point. Goodness. All right, first question is the hairline. What's that? This is random shit. Moonwalking. Oh, here's a good one. All right, cool. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. What ranking was I in 2016 in the United States of America in debate? What was my ranking in the United States of America in debate? What was my ranking? What was my ranking? What was my ranking? This should be an easy one given how many times I've said it. No one's got. Oh, intelligent computing. You got it. Intelligent computing number 7. I was number freaking 7. There you go. I've said that many times. And I said that on Bloomberg in a way that sounded like I was bragging too much. But intelligent computing, you got it. Number 7. Number 3 was Europe. Number 3, I was top 3 public speaker in Europe. In the United States, I was number 7. So, yeah, there you go. All right. Intelligent computing, DM me on X. You will get the first $25 gift card. All right, cool. Here we go. Next one. Next one. Let's see. Next one. Bro, I don't need your charity anyway. All right. We got Chris in the chat right here. Let's see. Next one. Maybe we should do something about Chris. Oh, this is a good one. OG days. All right. Finance junkie days. Here we go. Oh, this is a good one. All right. This is going to be an OG one. What is the stock that Chris made money on back in 2023, but Gary Black was super bearish on? Put it in the chat. Put the ticker. What was the stock that Chris made money on in 2023 that Gary Black was super bearish on? Chris talked about this a while ago on our old podcast. No one's got it yet. It's not TFC. It's not SLG. It's not Roku. It's not Tesla. Tesla's too easy, guys. Why would it be Tesla? It's not Tesla. Why would Chris buy Tesla? Back then, it wasn't Tesla. No one's got it yet. Chris knows what it is. I know Chris knows what it is. This might be a hard one for you. Oh, this might be a hard. No, Chris, don't put it in the chat, Chris. Why would you put it in the chat? No, we can't do this anymore. Chris, you can't put it like... I'm trying to see if anyone got it, but well, no, that's the question's voided now. Chris, why would you do that? You can't freaking put it in the chat. It's a giveaway. Goodness gracious. Yeah, no one got it. It was Weight Watchers. Chris, you're not getting the $25 gift card. It's for everyone else. Goodness, bro. This guy. Freaking hell. All right, so we got to do another one now. Yeah, fair and fair. If the question was about Chris, I would imagine he would win. But I'm looking above his comment. No one has it. It was Weight Watchers. Gary Black was... Weight Watchers kind of ended up being a dud, but Chris made a lot of money before that thing fell. And Gary Black just like super bearish on it back in 23. Okay, so I got to do another one. Okay, so we're not doing that one. Okay, I got to think. Chris plays All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. Okay. Do anything Steve related, everyone will win. That's a good one. Oh, maybe? Okay, maybe we do a Steve one, but this is going to be super recent, okay? Here you go. What is the stock Steve wrote his recent article about that I showed this morning? Boom. That's the question. Ticker symbol. The one Steve wrote an article about that I showed this morning on the Market Open. So if you were on the Market Open today, you're going to get this one. Ticker symbol. Ron Cablero. AGNC. He got it. AGNC. Roan Clabera, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. DM me on X. AGNC. It's a REIT. 15% dividend paid out monthly. That's why we were talking about it today. I have your comment on YouTube, but yeah, Roan Clabera. Ron Caballero. Yeah. There you go. AGNC. Did anyone get it before? Nope. It wasn't Oscar. Oscar was last week, not the one I showed this morning. Robinhood was last week as well. Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. 2 giveaways done. 2 giveaways done. All right, cool. How many positions does Steve own? Dude, I think he owns like 500 stocks or something, dude. He owns a lot of positions. He owns a lot of them. All right, 2 more questions left. Here we go. 2 more. Let's see. I gotta see it. Jasmine said not me missing it with meetings this morning. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was towards the end of the stream as well. Okay, so dude, you guys are just typing in random shit at this point, and it's hilarious. Okay. Oh, I think I have a good one. Maybe it's inspired by I think it's inspired by what you guys are saying. Meet Kevin's course. Okay, maybe I leave this one for the last. Maybe we do a stock one. But it can't be like, it needs to be. Oh, well, no, I used this one already. I was gonna say, what's the ticker that I lost money on in the biotech? But you guys we did that last time. I mean, there's another one we could do. Socialism. You're just throwing in random shit, bro. Okay, I think we'll do It's Nothing About Grab. I think we'll do this one. Okay, this is a stock one, but this is also if you've kept up with the channel. Okay, so here we go. What stock? Here we go. What stock, ticker symbol, did I buy at $3? I sold at $6 and it went to 60. What stock? Bought at $3, sold at $6, went to 60. The OG should know this. All right, here we go. I got it. X73ANDTI. NEO. It is NEO. Did anyone get it before you? No. On StreamYard, it's hard to show because everything's moving so quick. But on YouTube, I can see it right there. X73. Dude, this is moving so freaking quick. Let me just make sure. Yeah, X73ANDIT. X73ANDIT. Whoever you are, you can DM me on X and just put like a screenshot, and then there you go. Yeah, you were the first. A lot of you guys got it after him. Why? Some of you guys wrote SoFi and Rocket. Those didn't go to 60. And Pouncer was number 3. Grab has not gone to 60. Yeah, he was the first one. All right, X73ANNDIT. NEO. NEO was the one. All right, cool. Boom. There you go. All right, last one. NEO does not look interesting anymore, but some of the call premiums are decent here. But other than that, NEO is not that interesting. Can you do a hard question? Okay. That one was kind of, I mean, that wasn't like hard, but it also wasn't super easy, I feel. Who is Triple V? That's the last question. What's the last one we do, bro? What's the last one? There's some easy ones. Like I could say, what's my favorite movie? That'd be too easy. Do an option selling question. Denmark. Dude, you guys know so much about things that are associated with me. It's because I tell you guys everything, bro. I freaking hate Denmark. I love the Danish people, but I hate the freaking Denmark team that beat us at that Slovenia championship. Okay, I can't look at the chat because if I see your questions, I'm gonna say them. Then I need to think of something original. I need to think. It's an original question, bro. On the channel. What's an original question on the channel? Learning Spanish in high school. Oh my gosh. How much is the bell weigh? That's a good question. I don't know how much. I don't even know how much the bell weighs. Trump's going to be on Fox News, I think, on Sunday. Again, he is live doing his speech now, but we got that news from the India-China deals that he said was playing out. Okay. Question is. We did debate already. We did one of the stocks I bought. Let's do. I'm trying to think something that if you were listening to the stream every day, you would know just because I say it all the time. And it's like, it's part of the stream. Man, it's a little bit of a hard one. Dude, some of these comments, bro. Okay, I think let's do this. Let's do this one. Here we go. All right, you ready? Oh, this would actually be a fun one. I think this would be a fun one. This is not too. I think a lot of you guys would technically know this one. This would be really quick. I think this would be easy. But I think you would know this. All right, here we go. Screw it. Let's do it. What was the name of the girl that joined on the New Year's Eve stream? What was the name of the girl? You have to spell it correctly. That joined on the New Year's Eve stream. Who randomly joined and she was like, Carp has a vibe. Eric got it. Eric, she. He got it. So yeah, that was quick. Dude, you guys remember that way too quick, bro. Goodness. Yeah, Erin. Shout out to Erin. She was super dope. That was a fun one. It was not Ray and Michelle. All right, there you go. Those are the 4 questions, but you know what? We're going to do a bonus one. We're doing it. Why not? We're going to do a bonus one. Another 25. Dude, I feel like I'm at blackjack or something. We're just like, screw it. Let's do it. Do another 25. Let's do one more to end it out. That one was also a little too easy. I didn't know it was that easy because you guys were so quick on that. Let's do something that's really hard at this point. There you go. We're doing one more. Dude, when I go to Vegas in October, I genuinely want to take 5,000 and see what I can do at blackjack. Because every time I've gone to blackjack, I've done so bad. And I feel like, look, I'm not an expert on the game, but I feel like I understand it way better than I understand poker. And I feel like I should be able, if I had enough money to be able to massage some of the initial losses, I feel like I should be able to come out in the black. So when I go to Vegas, we're putting 5,000 in blackjack. All right, cool. One last question. This has got to be hard. This has got to be actually hard. Let's see. It's got to be actually hard. My brother's a blackjack dealer. Dude, I want to start learning how to play poker, by the way. I want to start studying how to play poker. Because the older I get, the more I want to actually do poker. In the black means it's a profit. And the red means you're losing. Okay, here we go. We need a hard question, bro. Something hard. Okay. Not like that. You know what I mean? We need an actual hard question. You guys have a lot of things that you're saying in the chat that I think could be a good question. But you're typing it so everyone's going to know what it is. And by the way, Eric, just make sure you DM me on Twitter and we'll hook you up with the gift card. Should be a stock question. I think it should be a stock question. I think it should be something around stocks. Let's do something around earnings season that everyone should know. Oh, Roy just got his Tesla. Let's go. Roy just got his Tesla. He just tweeted. It's a blue one. That's a nice color. I was thinking of blue, bro. But for some reason, I didn't like Tesla's blue as much. Look at that. There you go. Second Tesla for him. Second Tesla. Okay. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What liquor does Amit put on his mocktails? Dude, that clip of me figuring out mocktails didn't have alcohol. I still can't believe, dude. I was acting like I was drunk as hell off like 5 mocktails. I thought a mocktail was just like a fancy cocktail that like had a little bit of alcohol, but not a lot. Apparently there was none. Apparently there was none. All right. There's a bunch of stock questions I have, but I feel like either they're way too hard or they're way too easy. So maybe we should stick to the stream. Something about the stream that makes more sense. Let's see. Yeah, the PayPal earnings call was also epic. That was a good one. Name of the person that gave you the bell. Yeah, that's a good one, but that would be a hard one. I don't know if people would remember that one. I don't even know who Steve's egg guy is, to be honest. I don't know his name. I was embarrassed for you. I really thought it had alcohol. Yeah, it was a huge placebo effect. That's all it was. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. I think that's a good one. All right, I'm going with it. I'm not gonna, but let's go. All right, so rules to this one. I'm not gonna say whose comment I'm looking at, but that's a good one. So if if you see this as your comment, then you better start typing because you're gonna know exactly what the answer is. But that's a good one. I think that's a perfect one. So this is gonna be a question of how quick can you be? And even though it's the person whose question I'm stealing from the chat, it's not gonna be as easy for you to type up. All right, here we go. Name all 10 stocks in the Brick Gang ETF. Boom. In one message. If it's separated, it doesn't count. In one message. All 10 stocks in the Brick Gang ETF in one message. If it's separate, it does not count. In one message. In one message. Spencer just said no. This is a good one, right? This is so good. This is so freaking good, bro. No, name them. Don't name the number. Why would you say number 10 if I say name all 10 stocks in the Brick Gang ETF? Obviously it's 10. Yeah. Okay, it was Jasmine. Jasmine said, okay, Amit, but I don't know the answer to that. See, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is hilarious, bro. Jasmine, that was a good one. That was a good one. Okay, I think Vonch got it. Palantir, Hood, Tesla, AMD, JP Morgan, Nebius, Grab, Apple, V, Duolingo. I think he got it. He got it. He got it. He got it before all you guys. Boom. He got it. Palantir, Hood, Tesla, AMD, JP Morgan, Nebius, Grab, Apple, Visa, Duolingo. All of you guys, first of all, are incredibly lazy. I mean, the amount of you guys that just gave up. How is that too tough? That's a good question. That is not a bad question. It gives everyone enough time to type it out and see if they can figure it out. That is not a bad question at all. That is not a bad question. So, Vonch, you got it. Vonch, you got it. Oh, wait, hold on. Vonch, I think someone got it before you, bro. Hold on. I think it's Hope isn't for you. Palantir, Hood, Tesla. Oh, no, but Hope isn't for you. You messed up, bro. You had Palantir, Hood, Tesla, AMD. Then you had PHM. I don't know what that is. Nebius, Grab, Apple, V, Dual. What's PHM? What were you trying to type there? Palantir, Hood, Tesla, AMD, Nebius, Grab, Apple, V, Duolingo. Oh, you were trying to type in JPM. You typed in PHM. Yeah, you got that wrong. You got that wrong. It was close. It was Vonch. All right, Vonch, you got it. So Vonch, make sure you message me. We will get you that gift. That wasn't a bad last question, bro. I really don't think that was a bad last one. Eliminated 500 bots with that question. I feel like that was decent. I feel like that was pretty decent. That wasn't horrible. That was not horrible. Do we do another one? Do we do it? Do we end on the perfect question, bro? We need to end on the perfect one. You guys didn't like that one. That was good, though. That wasn't bad. That was good. Do we do one more? I want to end it off with like a good one. Do we do one more? Do $150? Do official 150? Is Nike? Hold on. Where's Nike after hours? Is it tanking? The call is happening like right now. Did they say something bad? No, Nike's flat. Nike's flat. 62.31. 62.31. All right, screw it. We'll do one more. We'll do one freak. I thought that was not a bad one, though. I don't think that was that bad. I really don't think that was horrible. To me, that was decent. You'll admit the hood numbers were wrong? Okay, so Tanner, what's your actual estimate? What's your actual estimate? I had a feeling, bro. If you're saying 940 was wrong, I had a feeling. So what's the put the actual number in the chat? 1 billion. Shout out to Josh in the chat. He says 1 billion. Tanner says no. Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, Eric, that's a good one, bro. That's a freaking good one. Eric, I'm gonna steal that one. Eric, I'm gonna steal it. All right, Tanner, let me do this one and then we'll get your numbers. Eric, I'm gonna steal that one. I love that one. Eric, I will, if you message me, I'll give you a $25 gift card just for that question because that was a good one. All right, here we go. Last question. What did I do for my elderly neighbor when I was a kid? What did I do for my elderly neighbor? He was, I think, 82-ish. I was maybe like 12. What did I do for my elderly neighbor when I was a kid? Something very specific. Oh, I think Quantess got it. She got it. I think she got it. She did indeed get it. Yep, Quantess got it. There you go. Shoveled the snow. That is correct. Shoveled the snow. There you go. Quantess, she has been part of this channel for like 3 years now. So it makes sense that she got the answer right here. There you go. Shovel the snow. Eric, you could DM me as well. I'll just give you 25 just for the question because that was a great question. Shovel the snow. There you go. So the funny thing about this story is like he tried to give me like $10 after I helped him shovel the snow, and I like said no, I don't want your money. And my mom was watching. Moms are always watching, bro. My mom was watching from like the window, and I came into the house, and my mom was just like beyond proud. You know, my mom, because you don't take money from an elderly person for helping them shovel the snow. Like that's not. You know, I'm a capitalist, but that's not that's just being a dick. Like that's just like if someone's struggling to shovel the snow and you're a young kid that you can help them, you don't take money for that. You know, you don't turn that into a business. You don't turn that into something transactional, you know? So my mom did a really good job when I was younger, making me understand the importance of like, you just help people. You don't try to get something in between. So, I'm a socialist, baby. That's it. I'm a socialist. No, but in all seriousness, dude, you know, like this is like, because if you start taking money from people for acts of kindness, you know, then when you get older, it turns into a slippery slope in terms of if you don't have that integrity to just, you know, do a good thing to do a good thing. So, but it was up to my mom made me, you know, realize how important that was. All right, cool. Tanner is on. For anyone who won, DM me on X. You will get the $25 gift card probably in the next couple of days. And yeah. Thank you all for being here. We will do way more giveaways in the future with like way more money than just $150. I'm trying to figure out the exact way I want to do it. Do we want to like actually buy like iPads and shit? Do we want to do $1,000 giveaways? But thinking of some ideas, and we will definitely do more going into the future. All right, Tanner, what's going on with these numbers?
Bro, I made a mistake. Someone on Twitter corrected me. So I said it was 17 trading days and we have 3 left, but it's not. It was 16 trading days and we have 4 left. Which means the average daily went way up, and also the amount of times that we multiply that, it essentially goes up by 33%. So I'll show you. Just share the screen. So these are the numbers that we got, but it was only 16 trading days, which means the actual equity numbers is 177.5 billion.
Ooh.
Options 165 million. This is not supposed to be a dollar amount, and then crypto is the same because the trading days don't change, but the equities and options went up quite substantially, which actually added 7 million more. So I'm at 947 now.
Okay, that's that. Okay, so that is good because the numbers you had for options to me were a little low for June.
It's a new high. We're breaking new highs here.
We're breaking new highs. That's correct. Okay, I still think you're a bit off on net interest. I think you're being too aggressive there, but
okay,
still.
bro. Listen, hold on. Let me defend myself, and then I'm headed out. I got to record some stuff, but we are getting, none of this is showing Robinhood strategies. It's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be like, extra. Credit cards is now at 300,000 people.
We can't see. Are you showing something? We can't see it.
No, I'm just reading.
Oh, you're not. Okay. Gotcha.
New margin revenue highs. That's another thing that we're going to see. Predictions markets, they came out, they said they've made $15 million since they've launched. That's going to be added. And then the biggest top off to it all, although they didn't add in Bitstamp revenue to the total crypto volume, it will be on the earnings. Like, we acquired it and it closed June 2nd. So rough estimates that I did was that they essentially made $95 million in the last 12 months. If you want to look at that monthly, it's roughly about 7 to 8 million. And it wasn't that great of a month. So let's say it's 6 million.
But hold on, for Bitstamp, if we're already projecting in our numbers their monthly from Bitstamp, because they said they've already made that much from Bitstamp, why would it be a new thing?
No, because our projection for Q2 is taking how much volume they have and then multiplying it by the take rate that we assume, right? Where is do I have the monthly thing up here?
Their volume numbers includes Bitstamp, because they said they made 95 in the past 12 months.
Oh, wait. Hold on. That's not it. Do you have the monthly thing? Share the monthly June numbers.
1 sec. Is this it? Yeah.
Okay. Let's read it. For on the crypto notional trading volumes, approximately 7 billion. This total does not include volumes from our acquisition of Bitstamp, which closed on June 2nd. Does not include.
It's fair. That's fair.
I have not added it into my assumptions at all.
Well, look, even if you don't get this extra 7 million, you're at 940. The analysts are at 890. So it's a hell of a beat if your numbers are right, no matter what. Even if the analyst rates it's 915, that's a good beat.
Hood doesn't miss. I don't know what to tell you. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tanner. Bye. All right, so Q2 is going to be good. Q2 is going to be good. I don't know how the stock's going to react, but Q2 should be fine. We shouldn't have to stress too much about Q2. Q3 always tends to be a little laggy because the market tends to chill out for a little bit. But Q2 should be fine, and as a result, we should be able to see some momentum. Steve's AGNC article, I will link it right here. This is hilarious, though. I just went to his Seeking Alpha page. Look at the title of this guy right above him. Please sell AGNC so I can buy more. That is a rock star title, bro. That's one of the best titles I've ever seen on Seeking Alpha. Please sell this stock so I can buy more. I love it. That's a hell of a title. There's the link right there if anyone wants to read it. That's a good one. All right, cool. That's it. We are done. Is there anything happening after hours? I don't think so. Nike still flat, 62. Tessie flat. Robinhood 84. Pounter 144. S&P basically $1 away from all-time highs. Googs 173. Grab 467. SoFi, a little bit of a move, trying to get to 17. Nvidia right here, 155. Hood 84.39, then Pounter 144.25 on the day. Steve will be on tomorrow, dude. Steve will be on tomorrow. He's always on Fridays. He's been busy this week in his corporate life. But he'll be on tomorrow. You should definitely be on tomorrow. All right, cool. That's it. So if anyone won the giveaway, just text me on Twitter and I will get back to you. Give me like a day or two, but I'll get to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing I'll just link right here, Miami meetup. I talked to Derek last night on the phone. So he likely will be at the meetup and we're trying to work on some venues. So still working on that. That's about 2 months away. So we have time, but most likely end of August 23rd. And I will get you guys details on that pretty soon as well. All right, cool. That is it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will be back tomorrow. Actually, no, I'm back tonight to Lemonade Deep Dive. 10:30. Lemonade Deep Dive. So I'll be back tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We will do a deep dive on Lemonade. And yeah, that'll be it for today. And then we'll keep going from there. All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Appreciate your attention currently right now. And I hope you all come back and join tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys later tonight and then tomorrow in the market open. Bye, everyone.